What is up, you guys? Today I'm back with another video talking about the season finale of Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan on Amazon Prime. Episodes 5 and 6 just came out, so I'm just going to give you a quick recap and my overall review of this season and the series overall and what I hope to see in the future with any spin-offs or even if they merge with the Without Remorse series with Michael B. Jordan. So, first off, this season it was not my favorite out of the 4, but it was up there. Season 1, I don't think can be beat, but I definitely think it was better than season 2 and season 3. Unfortunately, I did feel like it was a bit like Ted Lasso, spoilers for that show if you haven't seen that, where it got so big and the guest actors became so fan favorable and into the story that it wasn't just Jack Ryan like season 1, which is why in my opinion it was so good. But I do like how they incorporated more James Greer, Mike November, Elizabeth Wright, and even Kathy Mueller was brought back into this. Basically, they left it at a point where I think there's definitely room for a spinoff. At the very end, Jack goes off with Kathy and says he quits to take a time off. And of course, the team, who is now Elizabeth Wright, the head of CIA, Mike November, who's still in the private sector, James Greer, who's helping, he's in the CIA, I forgot his title, and of course, Domingo Chavez, which is rumors the next spinoff supposed to be. He is actually a part of the Rainbow Six team, and that could either be like a prequel series set with all of his operations, or even a future now with the team. Basically, before they leave, Elizabeth Wright tells Jack Ryan that the president's going to want him to run, as it sets up into the books, as Jack Ryan did become the president. However, Jack declines and then walks off with Kathy as he needs a break. This seems like an Easter egg to the books, as well as this is a plot point that they could bring him back down the line, as John Krasinski is famous, or not, sorry, not famous, but not only famous, but he's very busy. Um, so they didn't kill him off, which I'm happy, but they left him at an actually like happy ending, as happy as it can get in this area and environment. But they can plug him in. Now I'm hoping Chavez is in his own show. I think he's the most badass character in the series. He's definitely like their best bet if they want to get action. I really liked how they had so many villains in this season, and it was a bit confusing, but they did wrap it up nicely. Uh, Adi, who was getting close to Elizabeth Wright and even visited her to Lagos, where the president was assassinated, he ended up being bad, and he was the one who hired Bill, and Bill was the one who killed Miller and who stabbed James Greer in the previous episodes. They were all connected, and then Chow Fao, who was working with Tinton and eventually was in the Trinidad, he was being led by Zayara, who was the girl who was talking with Kathy Mueller in the beginning episodes, who was trying to get donations from who to Myanmar, but it was all set up as Zayara wanted Kathy Mueller in her custody to use as insurance for Jack Ryan. Not only that, but Senator Henshaw, who seemed like just a bad dude from the very first episode, he was behind even more of it by trying to allow the bombs. The whole goal of the cartel merging and the convergence with the Trinidad was to get bombs into major countries in the US and basically show how like just weak the US is overall, and how if they can do this, anyone else can get bombs or sneak people in through the border. And it would have worked if it wasn't for Jack Ryan and his team. Basically, if they weren't there, it would have worked because Senator Henshaw signed off and made it so that the trucks being transported that had the bombs into the U.S. from Mexico didn't have a pre-weight, and therefore, if they were to weigh them, it wouldn't be suspicious at all to like show that there were bombs on because they didn't have a pre-weight. But eventually, Elizabeth Wright found a document signed by Senator Henshaw that showed that he signed off on this and let it so that the border didn't need to check this truck. In the end, the good guys won, and the bad guys were all captured or killed. They couldn't do anything about the cartel, obviously, because just they have no jurisdiction or proof. But they were able to kill Zayara. Adi was arrested, even though he signed himself insurance, so he couldn't be like the word. He couldn't be penalized or jailed or any of the prisons. Elizabeth Wright tipped off just a local enforcement, and they arrested him. Chow Fa, he was the good guy, but he was killed by Tin Tun, and later sacrificed himself to kill Tin Tun as well. And then Senator Henshaw, they didn't show up, but he's obviously going to be charged and put on trial and jailed. So overall, it was a pretty good end to the season. I thought there was a good bit of action and dynamics and dialogues between the characters. I think it was faster than season 3, and the story was better than season 2, but season 1's still my favorite. Overall, I highly recommend the show if you haven't watched it. I've also watched Terminalist and Jack Reacher, which are both getting feature shows, and suggest you guys, if you guys like this type of show and genre, to check those out too. I've already talked about what I hope to do in the future with the spin-offs, but I really hope they could even maybe tie this to Michael B. Jordan's Tom Clancy movie. I'm gonna rewatch that soon without remorse. But I think Chavez and Michael B. Jordan would be really cool to team up. And even eventually, I do hope they bring Jack Ryan back, even if he is the president and just in a quick 5-minute scene. But yeah, it was a pretty good show. Highly recommend. And if you guys want more reviews, please let me know in the comments what shows I should watch, if any, and hit that like button. Thank you very much.